So ready.
So ready. We are so ready for this.
We're gonna see Strange Darling. We know very little. I told him not to watch the trailer.
I have no idea.
I do know it's about a serial killer or something like that.
Okay.
And I don't know. Today is in stark contrast to yesterday.
Oh my god.
I got good sleep last night, and on top of that, I got a fucking fat, tasty nap in. It was like,
it was like
2.5, 3 hours.
Like 3 hours, yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I woke up
we
just
were
rejuvenated.
Gonna go. We got all the way to.
We drove all the way down to 2DCon, and then we're like, you know what? This looks fucking terrible.
We shouldn't be here.
And the overpriced tickets, and I was like,
yeah, for what we're gonna get out of it.
Well, I'm just gonna go home and nap.
Yeah, rather than be on his feet all day and then try to do other shit later. So
yeah, so
that's where we're at.
It was $65 a ticket.
Yeah,
wouldn't let you bring in your outside
more expensive
food than Milwaukee.
Milwaukee was,
and
Milwaukee was 5 times bigger.
Yeah, 5 times. They had a 5,000 person limit there too. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know.
It was mostly teeny boppers in costumes, and we're like,
yes.
Yep, get out of here.
Well, it was advertised as like old fogies,
like
playing
40
old
like our age,
games.
Getting drunk and
but
playing.
But when we
games.
got there and kind of peeked in, it's all tabletop stuff.
Yeah.
So
which is fine, just not why I'm there.
Yeah, I wanted to play some fucking video games.
You wanted to be in a tournament. Anyway,
I do want to be in a video game tournament, but
back to on course.
Strange Darling. Super positives. Well, it's
how long is it?
1 hour 36.
Ooh.
Sometimes that doesn't give a movie enough time to breathe.
Yeah.
So
once you go below like 40 or 45.
I'm kind of looking forward to it being that short.
Yeah, maybe.
Because yesterday's movie felt fucking so long that I was like, just couldn't fucking take it. Man.
All right. Yeah, you were squirming a little bit.
A little bit. So
shit.
That's about all I got to say, I think.
Yeah, I think we're gonna just wrap it up there because we gotta go. Gotta get our tickets.
We dosed, have to ghost.
Okay, well, we'll catch you guys
on the sometime later part of this
screen
thing. See ya. Boom. Saw Strange Darling.
Wow.
That was fucking intense.
It was.
That was a fucking intense movie. Like
through and through.
I haven't felt weird adrenaline during a movie
like that
for like it's been like a long time since I was like, oh my god, like my heart fluttered. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, crazy
intense.
That is the definition to me anyway of a thriller.
100%, maybe even 110% on that one, because
that was crazy.
There is a huge twist in this too.
Don't fucking talk about twists.
But like I'm just saying, it like.
Let's do the rundown and get a rating right away.
Okay.
Acting, superb.
Oh my god.
I actually really liked all the characters.
Every one of them.
Oh no, there's this old couple. Lame.
Oh, I loved them. They're just fucking. They're great.
I thought that was the bad acting. Actually,
I don't think so. So I think the guy was. I've seen him in other movies before.
I have too.
I think he's like the husband in like She Devil and like he's like a few other. What are some other movies he's in?
This is the movie.
Yeah, it's got some piping.
I like that.
Horn
I was
sections.
into that sound.
Like,
every time it shows the person, then it's like. I don't know. I think the soundtrack was phenomenal. Actually,
yeah, no, it was great. There was some light music, sad music, all kinds of like nothing. Well, was there any music without vocals? Like that was all like actual.
Oh, there's a bunch of like.
Was orchestral stuff? I don't know.
There was a bunch of, but it was so minimal.
It was, yeah.
Because there's a lot of this. That's like, there's a lot of this movie where it's just fucking silent.
Yeah.
And what's the sucky thing is. I hate to say it like this. I'm not an asshole. I'm serious though, but there was a guy behind us in the handicapped, and he had like a colostomy bag and all this stuff, and you could hear shit slosh around, and then you could hear him going. I just was like, that's all I could hear.
I wasn't
during the real quiet parts. I was like, oh.
I guess I did.
But it wasn't him eating. It was like his thing sloshing around, and I was like, and then
why didn't I?
Yeah, and then he got up like right during one of the quiet scenes, and he's like, you hear him, he had a walker. Yeah. He's like, slosh. And I was like,
that sounds gross. It sounds grosser when you make that. Like, way grosser than anything I heard in the theater. That was fucking terrible.
And there's some gory, like, squirty blood stuff.
Oh, this is a visceral movie.
Very visceral. Holy shit.
So acting, pacing was good?
It was. This is a very artsy movie.
I was going to say, there's some shots that linger forever, and you're just like,
I felt like
beautiful
this was
shot, and they're just holding it for a while.
This was like a Tarantino movie.
Yep.
Like
100%.
It was written and directed by the same person. Yep. You can tell he was super into it, and he made it the best he could.
Yeah,
I would say.
And here's the thing, like it has chapters like Kill Bill.
Yep, but it bounces.
And it jumps just like that.
At 5.
It starts at and jumps all.
Or no, did it start at 4?
It started.
No, it started at 5.
Something like that.
Yeah, it goes back to 2, and then but it's
structured.
It does it.
Yeah.
Like in a good
Yeah.
I think
you're not pissed off that he keeps jumping around.
I think
you're like, oh, that
it would have hurt the movie if it went in row.
In order, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, it would have spoiled the twist.
Very well directed. Man,
I can't even.
The fucking shots are great.
Yeah, it's a good fucking movie.
Yeah,
man. I think.
There's also a couple bummer moments where it's like, damn it!
I know. I was like, no. So this is based on a true story, I guess.
That's what it said.
So
I'm gonna look it up later when we get back.
A serial killer.
Yeah, don't name the name of it. Because we're trying to keep this a spoiler free.
It's hard to not.
Because I'll tell you this, I highly recommend that you go watch it.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
This is a beautifully, like, disgusting movie in so many ways. Like,
yes.
It's just fucking, like, fucked up.
But it was so, like, so well made.
It was. It really was.
If I had to give it, like, one word, fucking, whatever the word is, not criticism.
Oh.
What am I trying? Compliment.
Oh.
Well made. Very well made movie.
Yeah.
Like I said,
it was
pacing's good.
Written well. All of the dialogue.
I was on the edge of my fucking seat for a lot of it.
For like
I was
most of the movie.
Uncomfortable for some of it.
Yep.
Like in a good way, and like I don't know, man.
Like the movie affected me.
It felt like a fucking horror movie at times.
Yeah,
and
but
then
like it did, and the unpredictability of the movie kept me like, what the fuck?
You actually felt you had this feeling that anything could happen.
Literally. Because there isn't like a definitive this or that.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, she's running and she goes in the closet. Like,
yeah.
It was, I don't know.
Wow, I can't even believe that. And then of course, a brilliant twist, actually.
There's a bunch of brilliant stuff.
There's a few good twists in there. But like, so...
Oh, man.
Yeah, I just feel bad for all the people who die in this movie. There's a lot of people that
no one deserves it.
They don't. They're just innocent.
There's that
people.
one lady, it's not as really a spoiler, but she's like, well, let me unlock the door. Gets just jacked in the throat.
Yeah.
Like oh my God. And there's like, it's so gory. Like, there's like...
Oh, and they're showing it. Like there's a scene where somebody tears flesh right off of somebody's neck, and like it's still in their mouth.
And you're watching it, you can see the heartbeat like...
Yeah, it's like and squirting it.
And then they spit out the chunk.
No, it's in their mouth for like a long time.
I know.
And then they're finally like, oh yeah. It's like, fuck, dude.
Man.
God damn.
Yeah.
Wow. So what are we missing? We got acting,
is amazing.
pacing. The lead actress in this is fucking incredible.
She's really, really good.
She might be one of my favorite actors, and I don't even know who the fuck she is.
Right? Like, I've seen her before, but I don't fucking know, like, what. I was trying to pin it. I was like, where the fuck did I see her?
The dude? Fucking awesome.
Yeah,
the main guy, you're like, wow.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna rate it? Because I'm floating right 8, 9.
I know, I'm right there too. I don't know if it's quite a 9. It might be.
I feel like it probably is.
I think it is a 9
because of how fucking well made. Because
you can't really beat that in a movie like that.
And it was you know what? I'm trying to think, because
what made the movie bad? Like nothing.
Nothing made it bad.
That, like was like, oh, that wouldn't happen. I mean, this is based on a true story, so it's like they're kind of following the events that happen. So there's not like made up shit to throw in there to like spice it up, because it's already super fucking spicy. Like I'll
fucking go with the 9.
Okay,
I'm going with the 9. You know what? I think it deserves a 9.
That's a great movie.
Deserves a 9.
People need to go see this.
I was compelled.
I'm gonna agree, and I'm gonna actually say it as a 9.
9?
You can't really beat that kind of fucking shit like that.
You literally can't.
Yeah, it is so well done.
Especially when every person you grow to love.
Within seconds.
Yeah.
They framed the characters well enough for.
Except I didn't like the old people, but whatever.
But they were disgusting. Oh my god.
Well,
anyway, we got to spoil it.
Yeah. So 9s.
Yeah, 9s.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
All right. If you guys are still here,
a good movie,
and you haven't seen the movie, shut this shit off.
Yeah, because
the spoiler.
We're about to ruin the entire movie for you.
The
so
spoiler
there's no point in
fucking ruins it.
Like, yeah, as soon as I tell you,
that's one reason why it almost is an 8, because a rewatch would kind of ruin it, or like it's already
Yeah.
So
I will say this, like. I definitely would rewatch this, even though I know what's going on, just because of how well done it is. It is such a good movie, and in the sense of like
Okay, there's a couple strange things.
Okay,
they're strange, and I wouldn't call them fucking anything really crippling.
Oh, sure.
She's running, and in the woods, and she fucking finds like some stash of vodka and all this stuff.
Yeah, like somebody has a little campsite there.
What are the odds of that?
Not very high, but you never know. Like, they're mountain people everywhere, I guess. So people, dude, it's not very, very likely, but it probably actually happened in real life. I mean, honestly.
Well, she can't tell her story, so how do you know?
Well, how do they know a lot?
He can't tell his story.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll get to the twist. Jump right into this.
Here's a twist.
So
it's her.
They frame it as this guy in the beginning hunting her.
He's hunting her.
But the reason is, and I called it right in the theater, she's actually the serial killer, and he has been fucked over by her.
You didn't call it until a certain spot.
Yeah.
Where
it was kind of obvious.
They started like giving you clues that she's a fucking killer. Well, the second she kills that old man, she was clearly the killer. Then.
I thought I was.
It was just before that.
I thought,
but that's when I was like, "Yep, you're right."
Yeah. I'm like, because it was just like he's hunting her down, and you think he's got the rifle, and he's like, "Here, kitty," like he's about to fucking cap her.
But he's a fucking U.S. Marshal.
He's a cop, dude.
He's a marshal.
She fucked him over. They have this. So the
God, I like that guy. It sucks.
I know. Yeah, he was a great actor, and like the character's lovable.
I will fucking watch any movie in the future that he's in.
Yeah,
because he was such a fucking good actor.
Yeah,
and it's so weird how they frame it in the beginning.
Yeah, you think that
like that's perfect because he doesn't talk much.
No,
and he's just hunting her.
He's trying to get her.
That's I would watch this again because I want to see because I don't know. He's on a bunch of
unpack.
He's on a bunch of cocaine.
Yeah.
So like
because of something happened earlier.
You can see he's like sweating.
Oh, he's just fucking.
And he's like pale faced.
And I was like, oh god, I gotta fucking.
And he fucking
gets her, but there's a reason.
When he stops, gets out, grabs rifle,
gets on the back of his truck and shoots her down the road, and she rolls her vehicle, and then it's a fucking on foot.
That's crazy.
That's how the movie starts.
That's the very beginning.
And you're like, what the fuck? This guy is a psycho.
I know.
And then like it jumps a chapter, and then you're like, oh, so this is what's going on.
This is how we met her.
Yeah, and whatever, and then like so she's kinky. He picks her up at a bar.
Yeah.
They go to a hotel, and like there's scenes where he's like choking somebody, and then you find out like she her,
wants him to,
and she's like not hard enough, and he's like
harder.
I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I'll try. He's trying.
And then she says her fucking safe word, and he's like,
did I do it? I'm sorry. Did I do it? Like he's all like, what did I do? What?
She's a fucking crazy person,
psycho, crazy.
And then what happens is. We can just go through the chapters.
I would just
in
go
order.
In order of what actually.
She's like, I got this. You want to party?
Yeah, let's party.
I got this fucking cocaine. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So they start doing fucking cocaine. But
she has a separate line that she gives him, which is ketamine. And so he's just like, oh.
He's all frothing and shit.
And then what does she do? She's all coked up. She starts carving. I think they're her. EL. Electric lady.
Yep, electric lady.
She carves it into. He's paralyzed, and she's just fucking carving him up, and he's just like, wah. And then she goes.
But it shows earlier in the he fucking has a pistol in his leg.
And And so she finds out, she's looking through his like wallet and whatever, and then you see the badge and it's like U.S. Marshal, and she's like, oh shit.
So she's like, better go kill him.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do this, and then as soon as, she goes to fucking stab him in the throat.
Boom!
Blows
her ear off.
Fucking ear off.
It's so awesome.
It's so rewarding because she's so mean to him.
Because I was so like loving this guy.
Yeah.
He's funny. He just wants to get laid.
He's like, well, what do we do? Like, she keeps holding on and pushing it back, and like, well, we got to do this now. And he's like, I'm trying to get laid. And like, he's married, but he's like, she doesn't care. We're basically divorced.
If she cared, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, exactly.
Is what his line was.
Yeah.
But remember when he's like, I hate to say the word, but he goes, gotcha, cunt.
Like, yeah.
When he shoots her.
Yeah,
I know. Anyway, so he blows her ear off. And she runs out.
Because he keeps shooting and...
Yeah.
And she runs out of the hotel that they're in.
She's like, he's got a gun. He's like, so do I.
So she
the neighbor. They had
runs
a motel.
To some kind of
vet or dentist or somewhere.
And like, it's like, hey, I need help. Somebody's after me. And then
she stabs that chick in the throat.
Like, she's just like, lock the door. He's going to fucking kill us all. And then she starts stabbing the people who are there in the neck and fucking steals this one.
It was crazy.
You're like, what the fuck
when she kills people, she kills them and she goes, it's crazy.
Nuts.
She's nuts. She's like straight up nuts.
Crazy. And then like,
but at first,
all the time she's like, I don't want to kill you.
Yeah.
No, you think she's a victim for
like many of the movie
because the way they did the order of the chapters. So like,
and she fucking steals that chick's car, and that's when the beginning happens, where he chases her down.
Yep.
It never shows how he knows she's in that car.
No, it doesn't show how the chase starts.
Correct. Which is fine. I don't even care.
Yeah, you can fill in.
But I feel like this is such a short movie. They could have showed it.
Where, you know, she's in this little Pinto, and he's like, every time it show his truck, he's after her. It's like, and like, like, you get the horns. And he's like, and he's trying to, he's trying to kill a serial killer.
It's masterfully done. He's trying to hunt her down because he knows that she's the electric lady.
Yeah, so she's the electric lady who's famous for killing people all over the fucking place. She's got a taser. She fucking brings in.
That's why she's electric lady.
Right. So that goes on. Then she eventually he shoots her car. She rolls. She runs into the woods. He chases her to this house.
She goes to the old people's house.
And there's this old.
They give her clothes.
Yeah, they take her in, and then he's
bandage her up, and then she. They're
like, we gotta. She's like, I need, or like the people. Like, it's best if we call the cops right now. You're wounded.
She's
everything.
Like, no cops. No fucking cops.
Yeah, and then eventually.
And it was like, that's like the third.
They try to
third time she says no cops,
something like that. Because
she says no cops at the vet place.
Because at that point we didn't know. We're like, why?
Exactly.
Why would you not want to call the cops?
Yeah, he's fucking coming to kill me.
They said that actually also when she was at the vet.
Yes,
like no cops.
No cops. And she throws the phone and shit.
Yeah, and then what ends up happening is she stabs the old husband in the fucking neck.
In the heart.
Or in the heart with a.
Well, after she bashes his fucking head in with the phone.
Yeah.
So he's just all mangulated
and
dead.
Then he dies right there. And then the old lady wife's like, okay, I guess I'm fine.
And then what happens is she's like, well, I'm going to hide from this dude. So she empties out the freezer, the chest freezer, and hides in there.
Yeah, and he starts scanning the house and finds all the corpses, or the
dead dude.
Yeah, where's the old lady at that
I thought, because how they framed it, that he killed
her.
No, he killed
the guy. The guy, yeah.
And
but I was like,
the old lady
this guy's
gets
psycho,
away.
Because it starts there when he's shooting into fucking his chest that she might
like
be
little fucking
like
closet type things, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, old fucking lady escaped because serial killer lady is like, hey, I'm gonna fucking chain you up. I don't want to kill you, but I'll chain you up in this fucking cellar.
Yep.
But she runs off, and later runs into them again.
Runs into the whole. Yeah, but it's a whole. We'll get to that.
So
in a minute.
it fucking he finds her, shoots her in the fucking chest freezer. So she's shot.
She's shot, laying in there, and but she's like passed out.
You see her go when she goes in there.
Yeah.
She pops some Percocet.
Yep.
And she brings the fucking thing of bear mace.
Yes.
So once he does that, he handcuffs her. He thinks she's
dead. Outside. Yep. He's like, I got her. He calls the cops of the county or whatever.
So why would he be in trouble?
Because
because he's been doing cocaine?
Yeah.
Is that the only reason? Because him hunting her down and shooting her.
The reason why he does cocaine is to counteract the fucking ketamine. So there's a scene where he's just like, oh, he's just fucking
he's like crippled.
Yeah, he can't even move, but the coke just fucking.
And when he's chasing her down, he's in the truck doing cocaine, like, oh.
Yeah, and so they frame it like he's this bad guy who's does
cocaine all the time
and kills people, but it's like really he's trying to stay awake and not fucking and trying to get her because he's a cop.
The unfortunate fucking part, part of the whole movie is he's like, well, you know, what are you really the electric lady? And she's like, yeah, and then she maces him, and then in the struggle he tries to hit her.
Yeah, and she grabs him and
vampire fucking rips the artery out and fucking basically kills him. He bleeds out over a couple minutes.
Falls over and bleeds out.
And then she fucking pulls her pants down.
And then when the cops get there,
so then when the cops, they think that
he
he's
doing
like
things
R-wording her and everything.
Yeah, and they're like, well, we got to get her to whatever, and then. But the two cops are great because like one of them is like, we don't know she's the victim.
Correct, she's handcuffed.
And because he's friends with them, they're cops. Yeah. They know him personally.
Exactly.
They're like, this doesn't seem right. We don't know. But the girl cop's like, is it just because I have a vagina you don't trust me? This has nothing to do with your vagina and everything to do with how you were in diapers when I cleared my first case.
Like, and I was like, fuck yeah, this guy's awesome.
Shuts her up.
And because we know as the audience that she's a serial killer.
Yeah.
So you're like, don't fuck up.
And
you know what though? She kills them both.
She does.
No, not the lady. She shoots the old lady because they're bringing her to the station.
And then she pulls a gun on them. Right?
No, she goes to the station and then they see that old lady was running through the woods.
Oh, yeah.
And she comes up, she's like, this lady killed us!
And then she looks in the backseat and she sees, that's the lady! And then you see a boom!
Get shot in the head.
And then the cops are like, what the fuck? And they turn around and she's got the gun.
She's like, all right, give me your
pistols. All that shit, and then and
then they drive. Well, they let the fucking girl cop out.
The girl cop leave, and then she's like, "Thank you for not fucking just whatever."
Yeah, and then she fucking shoots the dude.
Yeah, she shoots the cool cop.
Yeah,
who I liked a lot.
And then she starts walking.
Yep.
Starts walking, and then this Indian lady pulls up.
Yep.
Native American lady, sorry, and then
she's like, "Oh, I'll help you."
She fucking pulls a gun on the Native lady,
and the Native lady's like, "Oh hell no!" Boom, and kills her. So this has one of the longest fading death scenes I've ever seen, and it's
well acted,
awesome.
She's like sitting there,
so good. You're like, finally revenge. This bitch is fucking dying. There's the camera is right here on the with the wheel, and she's just sitting here looking up.
Yeah, it's like my view, like she's in the passenger seat,
like for fucking 5 minutes straight.
The length of a full song, so it's probably 3.5, 4 minutes.
Yeah, and it was so well done. The way she looked like she was.
But she had the two cops' guns and her gun.
Yeah,
it was the other cop's gun.
She couldn't. She was too.
So that's the other thing is she stole that guy's gun.
Yeah.
When he's dead on the ground, which was such a well-acted scene of her trying to get his body over.
Oh yeah, because she's shot in the arm, so she's like,
fuck, and she's got handcuffed on one end, and she's like trying to.
Oh,
it was amazing,
so good,
so well shot,
so good.
It's just a long, continuous scene of one shot.
They have a lot of these scenes where it is one long, continuous shot, and I think that's where a lot of the points come for me is because they didn't. It's such a every aspect of that whole all these the
and the
acting,
rule of thirds
it's all there.
Perfect.
It's just perfectly shot. The camera's in the right spot. The lighting's perfect.
What a psycho
and
bitch,
it's just
though.
this
Holy
fucking.
Fuck.
She's just.
But anyway, she's got the two fucking cops' guns.
Yep.
And the other guy's gun. So when she pulls it on her. She gets shot.
The native.
She grabs her gun.
Yep. She's like, "Fuck, give me that."
But little does she know, she still has two guns.
She still has
two. While she's sitting there dying,
it keeps looking like she's gonna grab the other gun. And she can't.
And I'm sitting there watching it's gonna happen.
Don't fucking kill this lady that capped you. I like her.
Yeah. And then she dies.
And then she slowly fades out into this long.
But that's the whole movie,
basically.
Which is crazy if you really break it down.
It's pretty.
The whole movie probably takes place in the same amount of time. It follows everyone doing everything.
Yeah, but we don't know how long they were in the hotel and all that. Because some of
true, I guess.
And sitting out front of the hotel drinking and they're talking. She's like, so, just to answer this one question, are you a serial
killer?
And it shows him and he's like, no, I'm not a serial killer. And at that point, you're like,
you think you're
a fucking serial killer.
I know.
Yeah, and so
they
she's
fucking,
like, okay.
They pulled one over on me. It's hard on this one, dude.
It's really good.
That's why I was so pleasantly surprised when she was. I was like, oh no!
One of the better movies of the entire year.
For sure.
Big time.
I had a blast.
Yeah, this is...
I don't think there's anything really more to say.
No.
We covered the whole fucking movie.
Yeah,
really.
Kudos to the writer, director, actor, like all the actors, everyone, like, they're just... Well, I mean, the director. Yeah, chef's kiss, man. Seriously, this is a
love letter to, like, fucking horror, thriller, serial killer movies.
And I would say... Quentin Tarantino, because it feels like it really feels a lot like his, like he was in there doing stuff.
I think this is better than most of his.
I
honestly do, because he's got shtick in a lot of his.
Yeah,
and schlock,
and he's doing homages,
shtick and schlock
to
other movies all the
time, and
there's always a bunch of naked feet.
Well, yeah.
Which I'm not into.
I thought, honestly, there would be nudity and things like that in this. There's not.
There's none. It was tasteful. But super fucking gory.
Super bloody, though. It's fucking awful.
Oh, man. I can't believe she carved her
she's
name.
running around with that fucking ear missing. I'm just like, oh my God.
I was so hyped.
The opening scene is her running for her life, and we're like,
she gets closer and closer, and then you see her missing ear,
and you're like,
her
oh God, and she's just...
face is all bruised up and
you think that she's... What do they call her? The girl or the
lady?
The lady.
That's the fucked up thing. In the beginning, they're like, so-and-so as
every chapter,
the lady.
Yeah.
And then it goes, so-and-so as the demon.
Yeah.
But I realized why they called him the demon in the beginning.
Why?
Because when she's looking at people, suddenly she gets a flash. She's like, that's how she explains it to the cop at the end.
Yep.
He's like, why do you kill all those people?
Sometimes I see, when I look at
humans, I only see demons.
Yeah.
And then she has to kill them.
Yeah, exactly. So she's fucked up.
And then she saw it in the cop. That's why she shot him in the back of the head. And I was like, damn it.
Yep. I was
Another character.
No, he's great. I love him.
I wanted him to kill her.
I didn't like his partner, and she lived. What the fuck? Like,
I know, right?
But anyway,
I hated his partner.
Fucking true story. I want to look up the electric lady.
Same here. I'm going to put it right here if it's true story or not. And I'm going to look into it a little bit.
Perfect.
And we'll see.
I think, I don't know how I feel about, homages or like movies made about serial killers, because it kind of glorifies them in a way, or
True.
You know what I mean? But like
they're horrible people.
Yeah, and like in this one, you're like, oh, she's a victim, and then you're like, oh no,
I wanted her to die so many times.
When she shoots her in the seat. Yeah, I was like, oh man, I was just like, oh, thank God this bitch is going down. And then
when he shot her ear off, I was like, fuck yeah.
because he keeps shooting, he's trying to, and she's running for her life. She's in her underwear and bra and boots, and she's like running.
He fucking shot her ear off. It was such a...
Yeah.
It was like,
for what she did to him.
Yeah, dude.
She just carved into him and it shows like the scene, it's like minutes, 1, 2, 3. It keeps going. You're like, how long was he just being carved up?
Yeah.
And she just cut him up. And oh man, so it was pretty fucking brutal.
Yeah, she's a brutal, horrible person.
Yeah, great
actor. I love the actress. Yeah, she's amazing.
Wow, that was Academy levels of... And the tears and the psycho and the fucking...
Even because she has to act a bunch of times like, he's gonna kill me!
Yeah!
Like, as the victim she plays?
Pretending to be a victim.
And then she turns immediately like, he's gonna fucking kill me! And then she goes, black!
Yeah. Ah! And then she freaks out, and then there's moments where she's like, I don't want to kill you.
Yes.
If I can avoid it, I will. Yeah. But, whatever. Like, I saw a demon.
She gets this flash. It doesn't really show you what the demon was.
We could pause it.
Still frame it.
Still frame it. Be like,
it's like this red, and it looks like
red.
It looks like claw marks.
It looks like blood.
It kind of does, but I think it's a face, but I can't tell.
Yeah, it's like a
one
frame or maybe 2. I don't even think it's 2.
It's like
boom,
and
you're like, oh, what was that? And then she's like, oh shit,
no,
hell no, boom, and then she just so she's fucked up in the head. But anyway,
totally.
I think this definitely is one of the best thrillers I've seen in so long.
I will agree with that. That was really good.
Thrillers just don't have the same gravitas these days.
They usually do stupid shit.
Right, and this there's no fouls in this. It's a fucking solid movie.
I'll tell you,
orders.
The one thing I didn't like
was
the fucking old people. They make the most disgusting
I loved it.
food
It was so good.
I have ever seen.
It's like
I had to look away. It was so gross.
Scene, so they're like, it starts new chapter, and you're like, okay, and these two old people, and they're just like
sipping their coffee.
No, they're looking at each other, staring into each other,
and
like
then
they're madly in love or something, and they're just
and
like.
And
then it cuts to them cooking, and you're like, okay, they're making bacon, they're making,
God, it was
and then they're
so
like,
gross.
wait, they're adding a whole stick of butter, and then you're like, 8 eggs, and then you're like, and there's pancakes on top of it, and then you're like,
they put jelly
on there,
they just
and then
dump jelly in there,
and then they put like whipped cream and
more butter.
Yes,
there was a point where there was
like,
more
how
butter.
Are these fuckers alive? It was amazing,
and it was all on top of sausages.
Yup.
And they cooked it all in the grease.
Heart attack instantly, and then they're sitting there eating, and then it shows the crazy ladies.
It actually made me feel kind of sick.
I was woozy at that point. I was like, the sheer amount of like cholesterol
and calories,
and sugar and
gross,
just death.
The butter.
But they're like,
and they ate it.
Like, it's so fucking crazy.
It was so gross.
Oh, so that was it. I loved that part.
I didn't like them though, because when they were talking like, would you want something strong? I don't know. I felt like they
were the worst actors.
They were the weak link of the whole movie.
I feel like they almost seemed senile in their like, where the way they were like oblivious, and he was like, I'm more of an old biker. She's a hippie. I'm a biker. I'm an old biker, and like whatever. But like, it's this weird. They don't almost. It's almost like they don't fit into the movie. They're the oddball.
Nope.
But I liked that.
And
it was
there's
like
this
a whole
weird,
different
they
dynamic.
got these speakers outside that blast out into the woods.
Yep.
That are like Bigfoot podcasts.
Well, but I think
it was.
No, they're terrified of Bigfoot.
Yes.
They think he's real.
Squatchies. There's squatchies out there.
I think those are out there to keep it away, because it hears like
the podcast about
Bigfoots, and it's like Bigfoot.
They're like, Bigfoot can't drive.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's this man chasing me.
Cuckoo.
He shot me.
Yeah.
And they're like, is it Bigfoot?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It was so stupid.
It was great, because they're fucking crazy. They're old. They were like 90 years old, and they didn't know.
You're probably right.
And that lady, she's like, like when her husband is dead on the ground, she had no emotion. She was just like,
she was in shock.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. It worked. I thought the acting was great, especially when she's like, and then you see her head gets just fucking.
She gets shot good.
Right in the face.
Well, go see it.
Yeah, go see it, guys. And thanks for joining us. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Is this really as amazing as we say it is? I think this is awesome. This beats so many other movies. If you haven't
seen it and you're watching this right now, shame on you.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Should have went and watched it instead of getting spoiled up. You spoiled rotten bastards.
Come on.
Well, anyway, let's go.
Anyway, catch you in the next one, guys.